case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for.
In 1990, the United States District Court for the Southern District of Iowa heard the case of Continental Laboratories, Inc. v. Scott Paper Company. The central question revolved around whether a binding oral contract had been formed during negotiations between the two companies in the summer of 1987. Scott Paper and Continental Laboratories were engaged in discussions for a supply and distribution agreement. Several drafts of a written agreement changed hands during this period, with Scott's representatives insisting on a written contract executed by both parties. However, Continental maintained that a binding oral contract had been reached during a conference call in August 1987. This dispute led to Scott Paper terminating the partnership in September 1987, and Continental Laboratories subsequently suing for breach of contract. The case was heard in the Iowa District Court for Boone County, where Scott filed a motion for summary judgment, arguing that there was no binding oral agreement and that Continental had failed to fulfill a supposed condition precedent to the written contract. Upon review, the court granted Scott Paper's motion for summary judgment, dismissing Continental Laboratories' complaint. The court determined that insufficient evidence supported the plaintiff's claim that a binding oral contract had existed. Given the complexity of the commercial arrangement and the involvement of legal counsel throughout the negotiation process, the court found it more reasonable that the parties had intended to be bound by a written agreement. Moreover, the written contract contained a clause stating that it represented the complete understanding between the parties and made no reference to any alleged oral agreement. In conclusion, the United States District Court for the Southern District of Iowa sided with Scott Paper, dismissing Continental Laboratories' claim of breach of contract over the alleged oral agreement.
Case briefs, and so much more. LSData's got what you're looking for. Visit lsd.law, elevate your mind. Leave the stress of class.